In a major bid to foil the anti-terror operations in Budgam, Pakistan's desperate agents took to the streets in a violent bid to aid the terrorists who were holed up in Budgam. A mob descended on the security forces, pelting stones and clashing with the police, attempting to foil their operations. 2 civilians have been killed in these clashes. Jammu and Kashmir Chief Minister Mehbooba Mufti, meanwhile, has advocated for talks between the separatists and Pakistan. She said the strained relations with Pakistan have had an adverse impact on Kashmir, and the situation will only improve if the relations with Pakistan are improved.
इसके बारे में तो आम लोग जो है उनको सोचना पड़ेगा, क्योंकि मिलिटेंसी यहाँ कई सालों से चल रहे हैं। हजारों की तादाद में लोग मारे गए हैं, चाहे वो मिलिटेंट हो, चाहे सिविलियन हो, चाहे सिक्योरिटी फोर्स हो, चाहे पुलिस, पर उससे कुछ हासिल होने वाला नहीं है। तशद्दुद से कुछ हासिल होने वाला नहीं है। जो भी कुछ हासिल होगा वो बातचीत से, अफ़ाम व तफ़हीम से होगा और अमन से हासिल होगा।
हम हर चीज़ में हर हालत को मुकाबला करने के लिए हमारी सेना भी, हमारे पैरामिलिट्री फोर्सेस पूरी तैयार हैं। ये पत्थरबाजी आज नहीं हो रही है। ये पड़ोसी राष्ट्र पाकिस्तान से बना हुआ एक प्लानिंग है भारत देश में अशांति फैलाने का, कश्मीर में विशेष करके। हम लड़ते आ रहे हैं, लड़ेंगे और उनके पूरी कोशिशें नाकाम करने के लिए हमारी पैरामिलिट्री फोर्सेस, सेना ताकत में है और तैयार है।
To get an update from Jammu and Kashmir and perspective on this story, I am now being joined by Shujaul Thakur, my colleague who is joining us from Srinagar, and also Lieutenant General retired Shankar Prasad. He's a defense expert who is joining us from Delhi. Shujaul, let me just very quickly come to you. If you could give us an update. We heard that the operation is over. The combing operations are still on. What about the situation on the ground where the 2 civilians were killed?
Well, Ankit, unfortunately, there has been an update in this entire story. A 3rd civilian is also believed to have succumbed to his injuries. He was also injured in the same, area, in the same situation. So that is the update as of now. While as far as the operation is concerned, it is now almost over. The security forces have sent across messages that one militant, his body has been recovered, who was out there in that house, and one AK-47 rifle has also been found there. The house in which he was hiding has badly been damaged. The entire area is very, very tense because of the fact that 2 civilians from that area have succumbed to their injuries, who were injured because of the clashes that ensued. As of now, the separatist parties have jumped into it. They have called for a bandh for entire Kashmir tomorrow against these civilian killings.
Just stay on with me, Shujaul. Let me also get Lieutenant General Shankar Prasad on this. Shujaul was giving us that update. Unfortunately, one more civilian has succumbed to his injuries. But this has become a trend, a sort of a modus operandi of the locals being pushed into encounter sites where they take to stone pelting, and if the casualties takes place, that then results into another vicious round of protest on the ground. What can the army and the government of the day do to do things differently to try and ease this entire situation where the security forces can go and do their job professionally?
It is so unfortunate that despite the best of efforts of the government and of the armed forces, these things continue to occur. I must first say there are many points, but I'll make first point first. Couple of weeks ago, if you recall, the Chief of the Army Staff made an open statement to say that anybody who interferes, pelts stones and prevents the security forces from doing a legitimate military task against the terrorists will also be considered a terrorist and will be dealt with in the same manner. Soon after that, if you recall, some very leading politicians of our country, some extremely well-known people, came out with statements condemning the army chief's directions and said this is incorrect and it should not have been said by the army chief. This was debated so widely for many days. What was the effect of this? The effect has been seen today again, that the civilians think that the political leaders and that a lot of people support them, and therefore they can care two hoots about what the army says and continue to pelt stones and prevent them from doing their legitimate military task. That is point one. Point two, if the nation doesn't want to fight, the military alone cannot fight this. I agree that such situations need a political dialogue and a political settlement, but that is not necessary to be with Pakistan. We need to discuss with separate and tell them that this is not acceptable. These people are being pushed, these young children are being pushed into this kind of activity by payment of small sums of money which comes into India from Pakistan.
Yes.
These are the young people who must say, we will go and study, we will find jobs for ourselves. The government may please assist us in finding us jobs. Only yesterday or day before yesterday, you heard that a large number of people are queuing up to join the army. They want to join the mainstream, they want to lead a nice life. Here is another young man who came up on television yesterday to say he is going to contest election against Mr. Farooq Abdullah,
that's right,
a three-time Chief Minister of Kashmir. What message is that man trying to send? I'm afraid it is in the hands of people of Pakistan, people of Kashmir, to realize what is right and what is wrong.
Just stay on with me, sir. Let me quickly go back to Shuja for a quick comment on whether and how the opposition has taken to this, a new statement of Mehbooba Mufti, the Chief Minister of Jammu and Kashmir. Shuja, also the BJP is the coalition partner there in Jammu and Kashmir. Now, with this statement coming in, it doesn't sit well as far as the BJP's line of nationalism and the kind of, line the party toes all across the nation. Have they reacted to this? Has anybody from the BJP and the opposition reacted to what Mehbooba Mufti has been saying?
Not as of now. We haven't heard anything from the BJP, with that regard. But having said that, like you were pointing out, the BJP has a very different kind of image nationally. But there are questions being asked as to whether the government, which they are part of in the state, has failed, in order to bring in policies to ensure that the situation would not have come to this level. There are many experts and also people in the valley writing about it in his newspapers and other things that it is because of the failure of the outreach of the government that the anger is still brewing, and that's perhaps one of the reasons why we are seeing it manifesting into this kind of a situation. These are the questions that the government, which is both PDP as well as the BJP, will perhaps have to face and answer.
All right, just stay on with me. And in fact, thank you so much, Shuja and Lieutenant General Prasad, for joining us on this story.